Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
It is a rough day for the Pacers fans. It is a rough day for the Haliburton is a superstar in the making crowd. It is a rough day for the backup brigade. It is a rough day for some.
Who's it a great day for, though? I mean, I'm just always right.
For Shady McCoy, it's a great day. That is Eagles Hall of Famer LaShawn Shady McCoy. To my left, basketball brilliant mind, basketball extraordinaire, the one and only Rick Bucher. And on the far end, the one and only, always suave, James Jones.
Hey, usually, like, he's real creative, like, with the open.
Morning, bro.
It's not a rough day for Emmanuel Acho, too. I mean, because you've been sticking your neck out there for Tyrese Haliburton, man.
I thought related.
I was watching. I thought it was related.
Is he Nigerian? I didn't know.
No, he's full-fledged All-American, Tyrese is. The red, the white, and the blue.
Slick.
Go ahead, Shady, go ahead.
Slick is the basketball expert. I go to him. But sometimes you need to call your friends. Call me, dog.
I know.
I'm trying to tell you.
We should all have the resilience of Shady. Because Shady has completely forgotten that he didn't even have the Pacers here, right?
Well, nobody did.
On that New York Knicks run, right? But that's what makes a champion. You gotta have that goldfish memory.
Hey,
oh, man.
it is about to be
I'm always right.
an epic show here in the facility. We got to talk about everything that you already witnessed last night. It was a game that everybody was watching. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. And the Thunder, it looks as though they have tried to, if they haven't already, completely close the door on this series. J-Dub, Jalen Williams, 40 points in that game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 31 points in that game. First duo in the finals to have 30 and 40 since LeBron and Kyrie did it themselves. Here is J-Dub after his epic 40-point performance.
Big dub.
He was like really gutsy tonight. He stepped into big plays. I feel like every time he needed a shot, he made it. He wasn't afraid. He was fearless tonight.
It's something more that I'll like look back on later on than like worry about what kind of statement it makes. I think the only statement we have right now is we're up 3-2, and we still have to go earn another win.
Yeah. Oh, Shady happy. It's about to be a great show. Shady McCoy, the finals, are they officially over, though? There is one more game at least to play.
Then over. Told you this since game one. You know, and sometimes you just got to brag a little bit. I was right. I was always right. It's a better team. I mean, this being serious here, like, and I think we got to show some love to the Pacers from getting there, right? Because nobody had the Pacers going to the finals. True. You know, and they found different ways to do it, right? Beat some good teams.
Don't eulogize them until it's over, okay? I don't need to. Let's show them some love. They lived a good life. You know what I'm saying?
You know
they had great family. And no. Don't eulogize them just yet.
The first thing I told y'all is that it reminds me of a college basketball team.
You said that?
Like a Cinderella story, right? And, you know, we didn't expect much from them, right? And they got this far. They deserve some type of credit. The Thunder is too good, right? We want to, kill Haliburton. I'm not going to do that today, right? Because he's a really good player. And I feel like nowadays that's just not good enough. You got to be either like a superstar, you great, or you not good at all. And I'm not going to live by them rules. So he's a good player. I'm going to leave it at that. I won't say this, though. The Thunder's defense is so different. Like, we said the same thing about Ant-Man. Well, he's not getting his shots. He's not doing this. Okay, well, maybe that was Ant-Man. Let's go to Haliburton. The same thing. So instead of this coming at them players, let's just say that the way they play defense is different. Another thing about the Pacers, why I call them a college team, when you need buckets, right? Because they made some great runs. When the Thunder go up by double digits, they found a way to get into that lead and bring it back to a reasonable game. 5 points, 3 points, 6 points. But they don't have a real superstar in the building. When you watch OKC, when they need a bucket, if it ain't SGA, It's J-Dub for the dub. And that's why they're just a better team and they outmatched. And don't matter about all this coaching stuff you want to talk about. I love coaches. But the only thing coaches can do is look out of shape and tell you what to do and put you in the right position to win. They can't go out there and play. And when you watch OKC, watch the Pacers, I don't care how much Rick Carlisle great calls he has. He ain't playing, and that's why they losing. And you losing money.
Salt into the wound. The series is over. It's over.
Can you say it been over, like I said? Or
No.
Okay.
It's over now because the Pacers are not winning 2 games in a row. That's what it comes down to. I think the Pacers can stretch it to 7. I think the Pacers have enough fight, enough resiliency. I think they have enough depth and their home crowd. They can stretch it to 7. But you're not beating the Thunder 2 games in a row, and it's over because of J-Dub. We knew what Shea was going to do. We all could have predicted Shea would average 32, 5, and 5 in the finals, and that's what he's averaging. He's averaging his averages. It's J-Dub who's not averaging his averages. It's J-Dub who's gotten better every single game, 17, 19, 26, 27, 40. J-Dub is the reason this series is over. J-Dub is the youngest player to score 40 in the finals since Russell Westbrook did it, I believe, about 10 or so years ago. And then since Magic Johnson did it before that, about 50 or so years ago. The series is over based upon what J-Dub is doing, not even what Shea is doing. If J-Dub is going to start playing like an absolute superstar, not an all-star that he is, but an absolute superstar, the series is over. The Pacers could match Shea. The Pacers could match a 20-point-per-game J-Dub. Pacers can't match a 30-point-per-game J-Dub, and they surely can't match a 40-point J-Dub. When Haliburton has shrunk into a mole, J-Dub has matured into a full-grown German Shepherd, and that is where the series is over. Pascal gave you 28. Pascal did his job. Pascal, to some degree, neutralized what Shea did. 31-28, neutralization there. But the second-best scorer in J-Dub's 40 to Haliburton's 4, absolutely putrid performance. I'll get more to Tyrese Haliburton later, but shout out to what J-Dub has been able to do. Finals for me is over for that reason.
Yeah, and there is, we are in mourning, right? Because you ever watch like a TV series that kind of hooks you and you're following it, and then you get to the ending and you're like, man.
Like that was it.
It was so good up till now, and now I already know, like,
yeah.
That's what I'm feeling with this series. You know, the Pacers made it interesting.
Yeah.
And they made it more interesting than we expected initially.
Yeah,
right?
that is true.
And then it was, oh, no, you know what? They're just like this. And I push back on the idea. See, I think what makes the OKC special is they have that college team mentality as well. They just also have superstar potential. But the way they play defensively, and the way Shea and Jalen, for as many points as they score, I never feel like they're just taking over. Like a LeBron James, Kobe Bryant type of, like the ball's in their hand and like everybody's getting to eat off of them. If you don't stop them, they're going to get the bucket. If you stop them, they're finding somebody else and those boys are knocking it down. And what you had with the end of Indiana Pacers is you just didn't have that fire starter. Like Tyrese Haliburton at various times through these playoffs was that fire starter. But then you come up against this OKC defense, and as the series went on, they just kept turning the screws, right? Yeah. They're turning the screws this way, and initially the Pacers were able to turn the screws. And then Jalen Williams and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander were like, no, we're going to unlock that. Like, we're going to get comfortable. And that's what we saw last night. Like, I don't see any way in which the Pacers are turning the screws back the other direction. So I think they'd be lucky to get it to a
Those screws is locked. They in the wall. They in the wall.
It's we already know where this is going. So, the eulogies, Shady's just getting ahead of everybody else. They're coming. We know they're coming.
TV hung up. Everything's put together.
It's set.
Sofa's ready. Like,
where you at, Jay?
Yeah, it's over. You know when they say, you know what they say, I don't know where you go, but you got to get up out of here.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
But you got to get up out of here, man. This here's a wrap. And kudos to the Pacers because they talked me out of it because even when they won game one, I stood up here and I said, this is very, very lopsided. When they step on the basketball court, it looked like I'm looking at two totally different teams. And they won 2 games, and they talked me out of that. They did by the way they played. And last night it brought me back to that. It's just a lopsided matchup. And they're fighting. They are trying. The bench players is doing their job. The coach is doing their job. We'll get to the person that's not doing their job to help them win this series. But this here is over. You have to beat them twice, and you have to beat them in OKC. I don't know how they get it done. I can't even think how they get it done. I don't even know a game plan to get it done. This here is over. They have the better players. They have the better team. I don't know how Indiana could turn this into a Game 7 with what I watched last night. Like I said, Shea still sits on the bench without a towel. He cool, he calm. J-Dub is getting better. This series is over. Been over.
Slick, you free next week? Before I should ask some real questions before it gets too serious.
Yeah.
I just want to know because I like to eat. You free next weekend? Next week? How you want to?
Yeah, we got 2 dinners.
Yeah.
We got one coming this way.
Right? But whenever you negotiate that, because I don't know. You say you might do end of the month, or you might do July. You just say you got a lot of.
Work it out.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to work mine out real quick. You free next week? Let me know. Let me
For
know.
clarity, Shady lost a bet to Slick a week ago that the Pacers would win Game 3, and then Slick lost.
No.
Will.
I said the Pacers would win another game.
Okay.
And then they went
Then
right
they
out
won
there
game.
and they got the next game.
Next game.
So I won that.
Then Shady
Then we bet on
suggested
the
that the series was going to be over and that the Thunder would win it, and it's looking very Shady-oriented.
But Shady, hold on a second. Like, how are you planning your dinner
He
already?
ain't paid up, huh?
I won my bet. Like, that's in the books, right?
Shady-
And we're all saying yours is coming.
Yeah, Shady said
We
it's
ain't
over, though.
scheduling yours first.
What the next game?
Thursday.
I'll see you Thursday.
I have delayed 11 minutes on this topic. It's a topic that kept me up last night. It's a topic that has had me irate for about 9 hours now. Tyrese Haliburton's abomination to the game of basketball that we witnessed yesterday. He only scored 4 points, but he was playing through an injury. I have a gigantic issue. Well, first off, I want y'all to hear Haliburton. Take a listen.
It's NBA Finals. It's the finals, man. I've worked my whole life to be here, and I want to be out there to compete. Help my teammates any way I can. I was not great tonight by any means, but it's not really a thought of mine to not play here. If I can, walk, then I want to play.
Tyrese Haliburton's a point guard. I would say he's the ultimate point guard. The job of a point guard is to distribute, put his teammate and his teammates in positions to win. He didn't do that last night. The most selfish thing I've seen Tyrese Haliburton do is try to play hurt. Because he tried to be a hero. Oftentimes in basketball and sports and even in this culture, we have this machismo alpha male idea of, I'm going to put the whole team on my back. No, what you did last night was put the whole L on your back, Tyrese Haliburton. Because your backup, McConnell, was the only player I would suggest that had a legitimate plus-minus. Shout out to Benedict as well. In that game, McConnell had the second most points scored in that game, but you, Tyrese Haliburton, thought that you were going to be a god. You were going to be a hero. You said if you could walk, that you were going to walk on that court. You should have walked your butt to the back end of the bench, is what you should have done. No made field goals, no steals, no blocks. You was out there just running and jumping as if this were track and field, as if the job on the court was not to put the ball into the basket. Haliburton, I would suggest, didn't necessarily played hurt. He just played for the opponent. Like Haliburton, the job is to get the job done. And if you can't get the job done, understand you can't get the job done and sit your tail on the bench. I'm not going to applaud you for playing hurt. You said you wanted to do anything you could to help your team win. What you could have done in that moment was to sit down because you weren't helping anybody do anything except the Oklahoma City Thunder win that game. I have a gigantic issue with Haliburton playing hurt because to me, that was ego. To me, that wasn't leadership. To me, that wasn't heart. To me, that wasn't guts. To me, that wasn't poise. To me, that wasn't sheer determination and domination. It was ego. It was ego standing in the way of the Pacers potentially doing what they have yet to do, which is win an NBA championship. You saw McConnell cooking. I saw TJ cooking. Your coach saw TJ cooking. So why didn't you just keep watching TJ cook? Instead, you wanted to get out there knowing you could do nothing to help because you did nothing to help, And now the Pacers are in a hole that I believe is insurmountable. Because now y'all got to go try and beat a team twice that hasn't lost back-to-back in God knows how long, which is the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I have a gigantic issue with Haliburton playing hurt because there is no hurt in sports. Everybody at this junction in time is hurt. And if you step on the court, ask the man to my right who played a long time professionally and played at a very high level, ask the man on the far end to my left who played a long time professionally and played on a high level, and ask the man immediately to my left who has watched the game at a high level for over 3 decades now, if you step on the court, we judge you accordingly. There is no I was hurt excuse to cower and hide behind. You played, you weren't hurt, you shouldn't have played. I have a gigantic issue with it. Rick, let me go to you immediately. Yeah. Where do you stand on Haliburton playing hurt?
You ever had a friend who, like, vouches for another friend? They look like they've recovered over something. Because if anybody I hurt for outside of the Indiana Pacers, it's my man, Emmanuel, right now. Yeah, because you vouched for Tyrese Haliburton, and I understand that, and he let you down. Like you have that friend that you say no, they get over some problem they have, and you're like no, they're better. They're not going to do this again, and then they go do it again. And you're like, damn. My issue is that I couldn't immediately tell that he was hurt.
Right.
Because I've seen this at times before. Game 3 against Cleveland.
Get up.
He has 4 points. Game 5 against the Knicks. He has 8 points. I've seen him where I'm like, why is he not being aggressive in this situation? So it wasn't until they came up with the whole, and he hurt it in Game 2. He was 1 rebound short of a triple-double in Game 3. I don't want to hear this at this point.
Right.
Like, to your point, I think you're absolutely right. Like, this was a selfish act. You either go get it done or you sit your butt down. That's just the reality here. Because because T.J. McConnell was getting it done. And there was a couple other guys that I put on that same boat. Dude, you're not getting it done. And honestly, I don't care what Haliburton says. Rick Carlisle has to make that decision. You know what? You're not bringing it. I got other guys who are at least trying to bring it.
No doubt.
I'm going to put them on the floor, and I'm going to live and die with them. Well, I'm not giving up on you, but this ain't your time right now.
Wait, so hold up. I got my own take on him, but I respect him playing. Like, first of all, he one of the main reasons why they got to this point.
Sure.
Correct? You gonna tell me to sit down because I'm hurt? Now, to be respectful, I wish I figured out when did he get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I watched the game, like you was laying down for a little bit, you got back up, you run up and down, you shooting the shot, you trying to get your shot off, you getting D'd up. I watched this whole series. He probably like had one real great game where he played really, really well. I don't know about great, but played well.
Yeah.
But I've watched you have 5 points in 3 quarters. You had 4 points in 34 minutes. I'm thinking like, was you hurt then? Because you've been playing hurt the whole time. Right? Now, I don't have an issue with you if when you're the main player on teams, a coach can't just take me out the game. That's not your call, coach. Because I got us here. So I do respect that part, but I hate the excuses.
That's it.
Yo, you out there, you out there.
That's it.
You playing. Kobe Bryant ain't gonna make no excuse. I'm hurt. I'm out here, coach. I can play. Play the game. So I don't mind that part, but I just like the excuses. You haven't been playing well because you haven't been playing well. Get them boys over there, OKC, better defense. That's what they've been doing. But to make it like you was hurt, that's why you played bad? No. I'm not buying that. But I do respect you out there playing.
I can't even respect that, though, 2-5. I can't, because to me, like, that's that overly alpha psyche that's really just hurting people. Not hurting people in the literal sense, hurting people and hurting the team. Haliburton playing last night did not help the Pacers. It got them way further away from winning. I think he had the worst plus-minus of any Pacers player, and that's saying a lot because Nembhard was terrible. I'll address him later. I can't respect it because I need you as not just the best player, but the most intuitive player. Haliburton has the greatest awareness on this team, greatest court vision on his team. He knows everybody that's moving everywhere before they get there. He knows what's going on. Have that same awareness for the moment. Understand, you know what? McConnell cooking right now. He cooking right now. Why would I go back out there knowing I can't even try to create a shot? Haliburton had wide open threes that he didn't even try to take. He's just kicking it to the corner immediately. Bro, why are you on the court then? Why are you on the court right now, James? That's my frustration.
It's fake alpha. It's fake alpha. Is what it is.
But not only that, like, watching the game, he looked hurt.
That's
Because I ain't seen him limp yet. No, I'm dead serious. Like, I didn't see him limp on the court yet. The way he looked yesterday was the same way he looked all series. He tried to go off of 32 different screens to get him on Chet, and Chet been sliding his feet and staying in front of him. He tried to go off 34 other screens and get on any other matchup that he possibly could get on the OKC, and it ain't the right matchup because everybody is staying in front of him. I didn't see this dude limping at all. The problem is he just did not play well. That's it. He did not play well. And he ain't been playing well in this series. He hit one shot and had one good game. Other than that, he has not been playing well. This series is over because of Haliburton. I don't care what nobody says. Haliburton has not showed up in the finals. You got 5 points or 3 points through 3 quarters. Last night, you do not show up. You got 17 points in the other. Like, it's over because he is not showing up. It ain't no injury. Everybody out there, Shea out there, everybody can make injuries. I'm tired, I'm playing minute, whatever. Road ain't whatever. You're out there. He's the only one on this team. The bench has showed up. Siakam has showed up. Turner has showed up. Everybody has showed up. The coach has showed up, except Haliburton consistently in this series. And that's the main reason why it's over. It ain't no injury. It ain't no pride. It ain't no nothing. It's OKC.
But see, this is my problem. Haliburton has now given James Jones the ability to say that.
That's what
he stepped on the court. I can't believe that
Before he stepped
Haliburton was
on the court.
healthy. I can't believe Haliburton went 0 for 6 from 3, 0 for 6 from the field. I think it was, 0 for 4 from 3. I refuse to believe Haliburton was healthy. I refuse to believe that
So
was a healthy
when he had,
Haliburton
was he healthy when he had 5 points through 3 quarters?
At least, James, in the fourth quarter, he had 12. So at least if he would have had 12, if he would have had 12 in the fourth quarter, that would have made a difference in this game.
Now you stop because you know that you stood up here and you said them points didn't even mean nothing.
James, at least he went and got him.
He tried to shoot them yesterday, though.
So them plays right there, them plays we just saying, he looked hurt right there for you?
No.
I'm saying, but we knew he was hurt. He left the game. He went back to the tunnel for at least 4 or 5 minutes. Like, we knew he was hurt.
I'm asking you, though. Let's look at these plays for a second, though, right? I don't want to say, look, he looked hurt to you?
No.
Come on, yo.
He's moving. I mean, he has a heartbeat. Don't mean he's healthy. He got a pulse out there on the field.
Everybody out there's hurt. Everybody got something bruised, something banged up. That's part of the game. You're in the finals. You're the last 2 teams playing. You play the most basketball of anybody. You're going to be banged up. In any sport, you're going to be banged up. I watched SGA tell Check, hey, get up, we need you.
Correct.
Check, bro, I can't even move. Hey, we need you. Play, we need you. Unless you really hurt where you can't even move a certain way, then come out the game. This is my only issue is, like, we die on our sword, right? And we use that term as, like, in the battle. Mm-hmm. And you've been practicing this whole time. You've been training all season. You're going through the regular season. You go through the playoffs. Now we're in the finals. Okay, you might be a little banged up. Cool. But you fight through that.
But there's a difference.
And the last thing is, you're not just a role player. You are a main star player.
True,
you got us here.
But there's a difference to me, 2-5, between being, like, hurt and being injured. And I think Haliburton was somewhere on the line. We know this. If you're injured, you can't go. Right? If you got a torn ACL, you're injured, you can't go. If you're hurt, it's user discretion. Hey, it's up to you, Haliburton. Now, remember, we're playing against the Tennessee Titans. I make a tackle on Sean Green. Shady, who's running back for the Titans? Sean or Shannon Green? There's a running back on I think out of Iowa.
Oh, Sean Green.
Sean Green. I make a tackle on a dude named Sean Green. As I'm making the tackle, offensive lineman, he knocks me to the ground because I'm here like this. I hear pop, boom. I feel something. I'm laying on the ground. I'm trying to get back up because they're about to go in and score. Fletcher Cox, he looks at me and he sees I'm grimacing. He's like, you hurt? I'm trying to just stay in the game and play. He's like, are you hurt? I'm like, He's like, Acho, get out. I'm like, you're right. Because I'm going to sit here and try. I ended up having a torn groin, a second-degree torn groin, complete torn osmosis. Now, but at the point in which I can't help the team, get out. Haliburton, if you can't help the team, all I'm saying is you can't help the team, get out.
Could you walk?
I missed the next game.
Could you jog?
I could have tried to play because I'm a tough guy.
Let's say, could you jog?
Probably not.
He's sprinting out here, man. He's stopping the dime. He's going back and forth. He don't look hurt to me. Like, come on, man. And another thing is, if you're not hurt like you was, you sound like you was really, really hurt. He just like he was kind of injured. And another thing is, if we look at any other superstars, right, that play this game, and they get banged up, and they don't come back in the game, we like, it better be something real serious. Yeah. We look at it. Look at the superstars that did in the playoffs. The Steph Currys, the Ant-Mans, they've been in the tunnel and they came back out. Steph tried to play. I pulled a hammy, I can't play.
Whoa. Jordan Poole, when Jordan Poole was still there, championship run. Mm-hmm. Steph Curry's
That's my squad.
And Jordan Poole is taking care of business. And Steph Curry's coming off the bench.
Right.
And he's letting Jordan Poole eat. Not this is the first game. Steph Curry comes back and shows that he can play.
That's a good point, Shady.
Game
That's
two,
a good
game
point.
two, Jordan Poole starts again. Steph Curry comes off the bench. He lights it up. You know what? We're still going this direction. I'm going to let Jordan Poole play.
Good point.
Because I'm going to take advantage of that. My issue was, to your point, when they were working to get those switches, they'd get the switch and then he wouldn't attack. It wasn't like Chet Holmgren was moving his feet. He couldn't get by him. Now, whether that was because he was injured or whatever it was, dude, if you're not going to try to get it done, how can I leave you out there to say, well, you got it done there before?
But my thing is...
Shekman did him up all series.
That's my thing. Like you said, you heard of the game, too. He looked the same. He did not look... Now, I can see, Acho, I can see your point if he was limping out there and you like, why you trying to gut it out and McConnell cooking? I can understand that point. Like, you out here limping and McConnell out here balling and get out the game. My man ain't limping. He ain't doing nothing. He trying to take my man off the dribble. He just couldn't do nothing.
James, I'm not saying he's hurt. I'm saying for whatever reason, you can't get it done. If you say it's hurt, okay, fine.
But if you just can't get it done, that's the coach.
I got somebody else who is.
But the coach should do that.
That's my point.
So then we blame the coach, not Haliburton.
But Shady's saying, no, you got to let the star out there because he's been a star in previous games.
I just can't.
He's not been a star in previous games, too.
I just can't imagine on any team you ever played on, any basketball player or whoever you know that's a superstar that's really driving a team, that if you not hurt but you injured, you tell me you're not going to play because the coach going to pull you out the game? It's not going to happen.
I mean, he should try to play.
It's not going to happen.
He should say, Coach, I'm good, but it's the coach's job to be like, no, you're not good. He going.
Exactly.
Y'all guys are talking about real injuries. The Steph Curry thing, he was really hurt.
I know that.
So he was really hurt for a nice period of time, first of all, and then they was trying to rep it up a little bit so he won't, because if you've been sitting down and you get right in the game, you can hurt something. So they let him rep it up a little bit. Cool, that's one thing.
3 games.
What I'm saying is, if you are just injured, and you're not hurt,
and you can play,
and you look like you running, and you stopping, you cutting, you look the same Haliburton that was last night. I seen him all series. Seen him all series. So to me, it don't look like you hurt or injured. Like I can't tell the difference. But imagine telling a superstar player though, you're not going back in because you say you injured.
I didn't know he was a superstar.
I mean, for them, for the Pacers, he is. For the Pacers, he is.
We are just getting started here in the facility. A lot to get to. Hey, Micah Parsons could reset the market with his contract extension. I would suggest he will reset the market when he gets paid. Hey, remember, Myles Garrett already signed a gigantic deal back in March. And Micah Parsons says, quote, he should get every penny that he's owed. Here's what's fascinating, though. If Micah gets paid, Shady, do you think that gets the Cowboys closer or further away from a Super Bowl?
Absolutely closer. What are we talking about? We're talking about to give him Harrisburg, Micah Parsons. He the best thing since Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. It's primetime Deion back there. When I look at Michael Parsons, I just think like, dang, with Micah being there, you have something you can really give hope. Like, I don't think much of the Cowboys, to be honest, right? I see the same pattern. Really hyped up team. Jerry Jones going to do some great stuff to get some press, get everybody hyped up. It's our year, Dak Prescott balls out. We get to the playoffs, and Dak looks opposite with like in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to what I'm seeing with the Cowboys. When I look at Michael Parsons, it's like he gives the whole city, he gives the whole town, he gives the whole team, the franchise a chance of some hope. Because without him, what they gonna do? That's another question, though. If Michael Parsons said, you know what, I don't like what's going on with the contract, let me just go to the side. What they gonna do? They need him. He's a game wrecker. He's a difference maker. And without him in that lineup, you don't even look at the Cowboys the same. I look at the Cowboys as scary good because they do have a lot of talent. From Diggs to Micah, right? You look at the quarterback at times. Dak does play well at times. You look at the CD Lamb, and then they just freaking got over at George Pickens. So they do have some scary talent. Yeah. But they're not as scary if number 11 ain't out there in that field. And if you don't believe me, ask every quarterback in the National Football League. They'll tell you that. So, yes, I think the Cowboys have no chance of going to no Super Bowl. Well, let me check that back, because they don't ever go to Super Bowl anyway. It's been for like 30 years. Okay, let me say it again. I think with number 11 not in the lineup, the Cowboys can't even get to the playoffs if he's not there. Because Super Bowl's kind of like, that's something they never, ever, ever do anymore.
Men lie.
Women lie.
Women lie.
Numbers
don't ever lie.
Oh, this is about to be
Let me make
prepare
one thing
myself.
abundantly clear, though, 2-5. Micah Parsons should be the highest paid player in football, especially at defense. He should set the record, highest paid 9 quarterback in the history of the National Football League. However, the facts, unfortunately, suggest that the highest paid players at positions not only don't win Super Bowls, they don't even get to the playoffs. And if they get to the playoffs, they don't win there. Look at every highest paid player at every position. Cowboys Dak missed the playoffs. This is last year. McCaffrey missed the playoffs. Justin Jefferson didn't win a playoff game. Travis Kelce, he gets to the Super Bowl, he loses. I put an asterisk there. Obviously, you're playing with Patrick Mahomes. He's the outlier. I would suggest it proves the rule. Tristan Wirfs, highest paid offensive lineman, didn't win a playoff game. Nick Bosa missed the playoffs, highest paid defensive end. Josh Allen, that's the defensive lineman, Josh Hines Allen, missed the playoffs. Jalen Ramsey of the Dolphins missed the playoffs. Antoine Winfield, no playoff wins. The highest paid players at each position did not win playoff games, and most didn't even make the playoffs. Obviously, the outlier proving the rule is Travis Kelce. Oftentimes, when you're the highest paid at a position, there's roster imbalance. Men lie, that's LaShawn McCoy. Women lie, that might be your favorite other analyst, but these numbers, unfortunately, they just don't. And that's not just a statistic that applies to last year. You can look up any time in years past. If you have the highest paid at a position, typically you don't even make the playoffs, let alone win playoff games, because there's just an imbalance there. If you pay Micah Parsons, which you should, Cowboys aren't getting closer to winning a Super Bowl because of the roster imbalance. I think it's a necessary evil, like valet parking. I can park my car those 10 feet, but I have to. It's customary. It's a necessary evil like an agent. I could have the deal slotted, but I got to pay you 3%. It's a necessary
Can we
evil.
put that list back up there real quick?
Yeah, because I just want to know real quick. So this is this year. This is like all
This
time.
is off last year. Like last year's highest paid. Those are the highest paid at every position last year.
But I'm saying,
That's
what I'm
last
asking you
year's
though is like your point here is this like this for this year? Or
Oh,
this
no,
year?
it's pretty applicable on an annual
So
basis.
Aaron Donald, he was highest paid, like highest paid.
The question then would become, was he the highest paid the year they won a Super Bowl?
So
Yes, he was.
We'll fact check it.
Jalen Ramsey, real quick, when he was with the Rams, he was one of the highest paid.
We'll check. We have researchers.
I can do this all day, James.
but even without that, can we see the list one more time?
Please, the list.
So who are you taking off of their team on this list and their team get closer? Even with them being the highest paid.
That's a great question. There's too much hypothesizing with that question, I would suggest. Because if you don't have Nick Bosa or McCaffrey, who all do you have in
Because
extent?
I'll answer for you, none of them. Because you need them to win.
Aaron Donald was the second highest paid behind Myles Garrett at defensive line that year, sir.
But you need them dudes to win, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about Micah Parsons. You need him to win. He's the best player on your team, including CeeDee Lamb, including Dak Prescott, and Trayvon Diggs, he's the best player on your team. You need this dude to win games. I don't care if you trade or do some contract, whatever you got to do, restructures. You got to keep Micah.
Again,
and you need to get Micah in there. You're way, way far away if you do not sign Micah.
Maybe it's just coincidence. I'm not suggesting that the empirical data is 1,000% right, but I am suggesting for whatever reason, James, every single position group, if you have the highest paid, you don't even get close to winning. Not that you don't win. You don't even get close to winning. Again, I like the Howie Roseman approach. I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you early. You're going to be very highly paid. You're probably not going to be the highest paid. That's just the approach I like as opposed to the Cowboys approach. I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you late. I'm going to make you the highest paid Dak Prescott. I'm going to make you the highest paid. Retain the talent. I'm not saying don't retain Micah Parsons. I'm really suggesting they probably just should have paid him 5 months ago. Then Micah,
that's a different
Miles would have been paid
conversation,
more. Max Crosby would have been paid more. T.J. Watt would have been paid more, and Micah still would have been paid a lot. That's really all I'm suggesting.
I'm just scratching the head because I'm confused. So, like,
It's the numbers.
I know, but like, I hate stuff like this because like, the best person, you're not supposed to pay him?
No, you are. But that's why I'm saying it's a necessary evil, right? To me, it's like agents in football. I hated paying my football agent shady because I'm like, wait a second, I got to pay you 3%. But the contract was really slotted on my rookie deal, so I got to pay you because everybody says I have to pay you, but did it make sense to pay you? You have to pay Micah. But I don't think paying Micah gets the Cowboys.
So real quick, if Micah's on another year, right? So last year, when he wasn't highest paid, were they closer to win a Super Bowl?
In theory, Dak was still the highest paid, so statistically, I would still say they weren't because Dak was still the highest paid. This is just what the data says.
So is Patrick Mahomes, is he not the...
He's not the highest paid. Remember, Brady was never the highest paid. Mahomes was never the highest paid.
It's a bunch of dudes on everybody's roster making a whole lot of money.
Agreed. Again, maybe it's nothingness. Maybe all of these highest paid at all these positions mean absolutely nothing. Maybe it means nothing. I'm just suggesting, James, there's a lot of data that suggests.
Can I ask you this?
There's just a lot of data that
suggests. So wait, is there a big difference between I'm the highest paid and I'm number 2? I'm just trying to figure this thing out. Because I know you're. Is it? Because you brought this up.
I would assume no. No.
So when we said Aaron Donald, when they won the championship, you say he's number 2 highest paid? I'm sure it was close. So my thing is like that's why I hate stuff like this, because is it really factual? We talking about the highest paid, but what if I'm right number 2 behind, like Josh Allen? Josh Allen, what is he behind Dak Prescott? Is he right there next to him? Is he close?
I don't know. It gets
160, 155 million, something like that, right? So it's kind of close, $5 million difference. And one guy went to the SEC championship game. Lamar Jackson, he's on his list somewhere. So when we look at it, it's like, all right, if you're not number 1, but if you're number 2, and all I'm saying is, if Micah's paid or not paid, bro, they are closer with him on the squad.
We talking about the best
Micah
players.
Parsons
I mean, that list you had is like some of the best players in the world. You need them on your team.
World.
And Micah is probably more valuable than all them dudes on that list.
Then the question just for me then is, how come all of these best players in the world, of which they are, of which several you could suggest are even at least up until this point better than Micah? Nick Bosa's been a defensive player of the year. Christian McCaffrey, I think, an offensive player of the year, et cetera. Then how come they don't win Super Bowls? I mean, Travis Kelce is Travis Kelce, but he's playing with Patrick Mahomes. And again, it's not easy to do.
But we all know Super Bowls is
okay, how come James,
bruh.
I'm just
suggesting,
the
to the playoffs that year.
I'm just suggesting last year, none of these people were close. And yes, the Rams need, the Vikings need Justin Jefferson, and the Niners need McCaffrey and Bosa, and the Bucks need Wirfs and Winfield, and the Dolphins need Ramsey.
I mean, but
I'm just saying, James, nobody's close.
But let's just look at it though, because we didn't have the Dallas Cowboys close anyway. All right, the Niners, Christian McCaffrey got hurt. He was hurt all year. The Vikings won 37 games. A lot because of what Justin Jefferson did. They wouldn't even had a chance to be the number 1 seed. They won 14 games. Then you go down there, obviously Travis Kelce, he keep going to the Super Bowl with Patty. And then that's one of the best Tristan Wirfs, one of the best tackles in the world.
Agreed.
Nice.
I'm not disagreeing with anything y'all are saying.
James, real quick. So what about the year before that when the Niners went to the Super Bowl with Chris McCaffrey being the number 1 highest paid running back? Does that not count either that year?
And I'm sure Nick Bosa was up there for pass. Right?
Oh, right. What about Saquon being number 2?
Hey, the Pacers lost last night, and we already know, and a lot of negative attention is on Tyrese Haliburton, rightfully so. Only scored 4 points, all from the stripe. Didn't have a field goal. Haliburton was also apparently dealing with a calf injury, but he still played.
Before you go to anybody, you telling me you looked at this game, he was hurt to you?
I'm supposed to go to you.
I can show you. I don't want to go first. I'm tired of it. When we get off this desk, I'm going to show you some guys that was injured, and you can tell. You can tell. You can tell who's hurt.
How do you view Slick? How do you view Haliburton after the Game 5 loss?
Not all that different.
What?
Honestly. Not all that different. Look, I said it, and I believe anybody who follows the show knows that I never labeled him a superstar.
No.
He had superstar moments. And I thought because of that, he might be a superstar in the making. The problem is that in these finals, when you get to this stage, he has demonstrated that he doesn't have a superstar mentality. Because a superstar goes down swinging. A superstar, we don't ask, okay, when did he get hurt? Is he hurt now? Or is he just not trying to bring it? Is he not delivering it? And that's why with the whole, this just, the injury just feels like an alibi for the way that he played. The guys that I know who end up being superstars, Kobe Bryant shot 4 air balls, okay? I talked to him after that. I was thinking, oh, this young kid shot 4 air balls, knocked him out, everybody's on him. He goes, I'd shoot him again.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd shoot him again.
That's right.
I'd take every one of those again. Tyrese Haliburton has not shot. He shoots 1 air ball, we might not find him for a couple quarters, right? And that is not when you're the leader of a team and you're going to go up there and you're going to talk like you're the leader of this team. You can't just talk. You got to show. And you may not hit them. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams weren't making every shot throughout the series, but you never questioned that they were still going to keep coming. And that, to me, is the difference. And look, the Thunder also exposed all of his warts, all right? His bag is not as deep as we might have given him credit for. He's physically... Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not built all that different. Shai doesn't mind contact. Shai looks for it.
He gives you. Yeah.
Tyrese wants no contact. Unless he's got a clear lane, he's not going.
Yeah.
Those are things that, look, he's only 25 years old. So I'm not going to close the door on that he can't get better. He can't solve some of these issues. He can't expand his game. But it's going to have to start with his mentality, which is, I can never turn the switch off. Like, I got to keep coming.
I'll go.
Sorry to deliver all that, Emmanuel.
You
got a headache?
I gotta use your full name on that.
You got a headache? Migraine?
I'm in disbelief.
You an emoji? The thinking emoji?
Disbelief.
I'm in disbelief. I'm shocked.
Are you?
I didn't know Haliburton was capable of this. I know he's capable of this. Like, you ever know someone you loved and you trusted so much, and you found out they aren't who you thought they were?
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend. Oh, sorry. It's not.
I didn't know.
Story for another day.
I didn't know, like, we've been in these situations before. I won't out anybody. Nobody out anybody at this desk. But, like, until you saw the tape, you heard your homeboy stole from you. Nah, they would never. They could never.
Oh,
that's my best friend.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I got it on tape.
Oh.
You heard your girl cheated on you, not my girl. Maybe your girl. No, I got it on tape.
Our girl now.
Oh, dang.
I'm in disbelief. If James would have told me Haliburton did it, nah, it's not possible. Not the Haliburton I know.
Yeah.
Forget superstar. I can't utter the word all-star. Not being hyperbolic, there's not a top 50 player in the NBA that would have done what he did last night. No made field goals.
0.
Jamal Murray wouldn't have done that. He's never made an all-star game. Spidey Mitchell wouldn't have done that. Devin Booker wouldn't have done that. Paolo Banchero wouldn't have done that. Franz Wagner wouldn't have done that. Alperen Sengun wouldn't have done that. Amir Thompson, none of the other Thompson wouldn't have done that. Hell, Jalen Green wouldn't have done that. The Cat wouldn't have done that. Julius Randle wouldn't have done that. I can't name a top 50 player who would have went over from the field along with no blocks, no steals, no nothing. Forget superstar. All-star. I can't even utter all-star right now. I'm in disbelief. Again, unless you had showed me the tape, I wouldn't have believed it. But I watched the tape with my own eyes.
You see
4K, caught, red-handed.
Yeah.
He's guilty.
Can I get the camera just for a second? Just for a second. Tyrese, you broke Acho's heart.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Genuinely. Because Shady been trying to tell me. James been trying to tell me.
I've been trying to tell
But I refuse. James is like, hey, Och, she cheating on you, bruh.
They call me a hater.
They cheat. Hey, Shady said, hey, Och, I seen her. She was a catch last night. I don't know who she was with, but I see he had some facial hair. I seen her. Nah, Shady, you couldn't have seen her, bruh. James, that wasn't her.
Nah, she too good to me, huh? Yeah.
And then I watched 48 minutes. 48 minutes just out there kikiing and ha-ha.
That's it. Yeah.
Disgusting.
I wonder where his dad's at, though.
Yeah.
You know his dad always be in somebody's face.
No, he should be hiding too. I'd have told my kids, come on, you're not helping. Sit right here, bro. I view him different, man. I do. Like, coming into this series, I didn't think he would be the one why we would be pointing the finger at why the Pacers lost. I thought he would come in here and I thought he would deliver. But for me, it's more than that. It's like he was 0 for 6, y'all. Forget the 0.
Yeah.
The 6.
Give me 12. Give me 15.
That's a good
You
point.
understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching the game, and I watch the little stuff. I'm watching the game, and my man is getting bullied before the ball is even inbounded. Caruso is doing this to him before the ball inbound, and it ain't no pushback, it ain't no nothing. And he just out there. And then you come up to the podium and we want to talk injuries and all that after you had a terrible game. My opinion has changed, man, because I just don't see the dog in him. I don't. I respect him as a player, but in this series, I do not see that dog in him. I do not see that leader in him. I do not see that will to try to go out there and win. I don't see none of that, man. And you are supposed to be the best player on the team. Shea ain't smiled yet. And he giving 30 and 30 and 30 and 30. And he ain't smiled yet because the job ain't done. You ain't even started your series yet, man. It's about to be game 6. Everybody else on your team has showed up except you, and it's about to be game 6. You know what he playing like? He playing like a James Jones, a role player. I knew Aaron Rodgers was going to show up. When I was putting my cleats on and after I got done talking to my mom and them, I'm like, yeah, I know Aaron going to do his job. I'm trying to help him. You know what I'm saying? Like he told I knew he was going to show up. I knew Clay Matthews was going to show up. Like, Nembhard, I didn't know what Nembhard was going to give me. But Nembhard has showed up.
Right. In his own
I didn't know what TJ was going to give me, but TJ has showed up. You the only one, bro, that ain't showed up in the biggest moments, man. And I don't even really see that competitive fire and that dog in you.
And we talking about Zeke, a superstar. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. You deserve to be in timeout from TV for at least a whole day.
A whole day.
Yo,
But step on a man when he's down, man.
Like this jump But the truth is, I mean, this is who he's always been. I've actually gained some respect for him in these playoffs. I'm gonna be honest though. Last year he played well, right? Same spot, Eastern Conference. And then this year, the same thing. And he made some big boy shots in the big boy moments. So he does have that clutch gene in him. But, you know, at this point in my career, when I'm now retired, I can honestly say I get it now. There's some guys that are elites, and there's some terrible players. And there's an area where it's like, yo, this is a good player.
Yeah, that's
He's a good player. We want him to be more than what he really is, and that's okay. When I feel like I always say this, the playoffs and big moments will make a player bigger than who he really is. And it's like a guy can be good all season, but he gets the playoffs and he balls out and he's putting these big numbers. It's like, yo, maybe he's really this. And I think we look at him like that. But the truth is, he's just a good player, man. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. He's a good player.
Yeah, I think you can have a game, right? Or a moment, right? But the superstars are the ones who
Consistent.
They have keys to all the doors, not just to search the door that they have the key that fits.
Right now, we locked out. Man. Hey.